This is the Dan Levator Show with the Stugatz Podcast.
Empirically, this is the most improbable Super Bowl matchup there has ever been, correct? There have never been two teams at worse than 60-1 odds to start a season playing in a Super Bowl. The Pats were 80-1 before the season started. Seattle was 60-1 before the season started. I still don't trust the Patriots. Their schedule, getting to play the Dolphins, the Jets, and the minor league division of Carolina and Tampa Bay and the Saints. That is a rare path to the Super Bowl where you're in the Super Bowl and you haven't played anybody, or you've played teams that you were lucky to play against because you're going to Denver and you're playing a quarterback who does what Stidham did on that play.
And there's a chance that they go to the Super Bowl and then Sam Darnold turns into a pumpkin again and they go throughout the Super Bowl playing nobody.
But we should have known that the Seahawks were going to make it, because this is the third straight time that when a new pope was elected, the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl as a number one seed.
I mean, the first Super Bowl that the Patriots won, Patriots-Rams, was crazy unlikely as well.
It was crazy unlikely, but that was the greatest show on turf. Once we saw that season play out, we didn't question Kurt Warner the entirety of the season the way we've been questioning Sam Darnold. I don't think we can say that Sam Darnold's going to turn into a pumpkin again. I don't think that that's a reasonable expectation. He just beat the only team he actually throws the interceptions against over the last 2 years.
Well, and he was, the number 3 overall pick in the draft? Like, literally, this is what he's supposed to be. Right?
Right, just took him a decade to do it.
And 5 teams. Amin Elhassan is there, and he is ready to get to his weekend observations. I also want to talk to him about an assortment of things going on in basketball, because the Giannis stuff is really interesting. I just don't understand how the Bucks are that bad with Giannis on their team. It doesn't make any sense to me.
The team around them sucks.
Yeah, but still, if you have Giannis throughout the course of history, if you have that player, you're not 7 games under 500.
You see with their coaches?
Okay, we'll get to Amin in a second. Yeah, he did get me. He cornered me on that. Is Doc there? Is it too early on the West Coast for Doc to be there? Is that too much of a test? What do you say, Doc Rivers, to what it is that Zaslow is saying where he got me, because the Bucks have a bad coach?
Well, first of all, glad to be on the show. Last I checked, I'm on the top 15 coaches of all time list, and Zaz is nowhere near the top 1,500 of radio hosts.
Whoa.
Definitely. And he doesn't even rank as far as movie experts or lovers of football either. So I don't know what this guy's talking about.
Does Doc Rivers have any additions to our greatest football movies list?
As a matter of fact, he does. First of all, how can we not name the replacements? Gene Hackman as the old coach. Shane Falco came back.
Doc's got a point.
Put it on the poll at Lebitard Show. Is The Replacements one of the top 5 football movies of all time? Are you in agreement with me that there have not been 5 great football movies made throughout the history of cinema?
Oh, no, I disagree wholeheartedly. First of all, the slander by Any Given Sunday. Woof. Oh, what are you guys talking about? That's one of the great movies. And also, Two Americas. None of you guys got the LL Cool J, JB Fox fight right. I mean,
what do you mean?
I'll tell you what, it wasn't JB's fault. It wasn't.
Well, wait a minute. Jeremy was just reading.
Word for word.
He was just reading straight from the internet. What do you mean he didn't get it right? What did he get wrong?
Reading straight from the internet. When's that ever led anyone astray?
Read articles, not the AI.
Christy Noam has read some things on the internet too, you know.
Oh, what did he get wrong? That's fine. You accused him of getting things wrong. What did he get wrong?
Can I do this in my regular voice?
Yeah, I've been waiting for that since the first question, actually.
God. You guys kept asking Doc Rivers questions. I'm like, all right, I guess I got to answer.
Zaz did ask Doc questions.
It is. Oh, weirdly, he asked Doc a football movie question. I don't know why he did that.
Well, he's not coaching. He's probably home watching movies instead of practicing. What do you expect?
He is coaching. He's
playing golf. Jamie and LL Cool J are doing the scene, and LL Cool J is unnecessarily intense, and Jamie doesn't know what's happening. He's like, he's a really good actor. I think he wants to kick my ass. That's how it started. Jamie didn't punch him first.
That's exactly what I said.
No, that's not what you said. You said Jamie punched him. And then
No,
LL Cool
I
J
said
punched him
LL
back.
Cool J back-to-back scenes was being overly aggressive, so Jamie Foxx ends up punching him, and then LL Cool J takes his helmet, punches underneath, knocks him out. I said all of that word for word.
You said that, first of all, you said that Jamie was aggressive. Maybe you misread it or misspoke in the moment, but you said Jamie was being aggressive. Second of all, you said that Jamie punched first.
I think we
Those are
should get
two
bogged
things.
down in it.
Yeah, I think some more. That'd be good.
Well, you guys asked.
Yeah, well, you brought it up first, and then it begged the follow-up question because you said somebody got something wrong, and now here we are. Time now for Amin's weekend observations. Do them all as Doc Rivers' punishment.
Absolutely not.
It is time for Amin to share his
doing?
game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy.
Amin.
Weekend Observations is brought to you by Miller Lite. Legendary moments start with a light. You know what? I'll do that part in Doc's voice.
Weekend Observations is brought to you by Miller Lite. Legendary moments start with a light, and it's never Blake's fault.
Dan, the stage is set. The card has been finalized, and the last two teams that you gushed about and had celebrity correspondence for have been eliminated. Now we have the rematch that Mina Kimes, Marshawn Lynch, and the entire Pacific Northwest have been aching for. Don't need no checkdowns. Super Bowl LX. It's crazy to think that this was all made possible by a former Jets bust and Luke May's little brother. You guys remember Luke May?
Big shot.
Big man on campus. North Carolina? Luke May? That was the guy. Drake May? His little brother. Who's laughing now? Jarrett Stidham. Not to be confused with Jason Statham, as Dan did last week. Turned back into a pumpkin at around 6 p.m. Eastern. The Lord's time zone. I love people complaining about the snow impacting the game as though it favored one side over the other. They both played in the snow. Also, I wore a jacket yesterday. It was 68 degrees. Oh, chilly. You guys getting that cold front down there?
We're going to get a little cold front on the weekend. It's going to be 50.
Ooh. Oh, nice. Hey, can we talk about how the Rams lost to a team that had Bart from How High as their quarterback? It's the part where the picture comes up.
Did you give them a picture to put up, or you just expect?
No, I guessed that they would read my mind, Dan, and know that, he's probably going to mention Bart from How High.
There it is.
Oh, hey, guys, good job. Is that not?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's the plume of hair in the front is something they both do well.
How high is
The jaw also. Puka and JSN, a battle for the ages. Puka and JSN, two names that make white liberals uncomfortable for very different reasons.
Is the nickname JSN because people are afraid of
Yes.
saying his last name? Is that
1,000%.
He's got a long name, you know.
Aaron Andrews postgame yesterday called him
1000%.
Jackson SN.
I didn't see that for real.
It's so strange.
I've never seen
to
last
be
name
scared,
initial.
but to be scared of the Smith is also something that's interesting.
Like, think about it this way. Have you ever heard anyone say JSS for Juju Smith-Schuster? No, we said it's a long name. We said it.
Yeah, point.
Dominic Rogers Cromartie. We said that whole last name.
No, we used to say DRC.
Yeah, but JSS is actually a cool nickname. JSN is just you're cheating and you're scared.
Do you remember when everyone was Do you remember when everyone was gushing over Tony Romo? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Oh, you guys couldn't get enough Tony Romo. Oh, he's so smart. Oh, how did he know what play was? Oh, Tony Romo's the best. Oh, where have you been all my life, Tony? Now everyone's like, oh, Tony Romo sucks. Tom Brady, he's awesome. Give it a couple of years.
WrestleMania
You'll hate him
13,
too.
Mike.
You'll hate him too. Is Fernando Mendoza's brother any good? I'm asking. I need to know.
He runs.
Nobody knows.
He runs.
I mean, he entered the portal after his brother did something that can't be eclipsed. I have no idea if he wants to get out of his brother's shadow or he's no good. I do know that there are thousands of people in the portal who will never play again.
Word is he's going to Georgia Tech, so that's why
It's a good spot for him.
Cinephobe episode 297, National Lampoon's Van Wilder, starring Ryan Reynolds, Tara Reid, Cal Penn, Aaron Paul, Bud from The Cosby Show, and Teck from Real World Hawaii. That movie was based off the real-life exploits of comedian Bert Kreischer. Yeah, Teck from Real World Hawaii. You guys remember?
Tag money.
Of course.
Yeah. Ruthie was my favorite on Real World Hawaii. She was fantastic.
Ruthie was Tupac. Do you remember those rumors? The internet special.
She was.
Since
She
its
had that look.
inception.
All she needed was just a little bandana.
There was a whole thing.
Cal Penn took the role of a stereotypical Indian because he learned if he didn't, the role was going to go to a white actor in brownface. Fun fact, Dan. They hired him a dialect coach to perfect the Indian accent. The dialect coach was a white woman. Cal Penn speaks Gujarati. She does not. Imagine that. Cinephobe, wherever you get podcasts. You guys remember when everyone was gushing over the Oklahoma City Thunder? Oh my God, it's the greatest team ever. They're better than the Warriors were that won 73 games. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
They lost to Toronto last night. Zaz said they were going to win 80.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys see that when Lou Dort tried to block Sandro Mamukelashvili and he landed on him? It was nuts. It was nuts.
That was nuts.
Got it, yeah. Got that the first
Tried to
time.
flex, by the way, on Mamu's full name. I didn't like that.
No. If I said Mamu, I was worried that Dan was going to say, Manu's playing basketball again? And like, no. Oh, Manu from what do you highlight or whatever? Like, no, not that one. And so I said full name. Trying to do it for the audience. Can we talk about how the Rams lost to a team that had Johnny Worthington III from Monsters University as their quarterback?
There it is. Video. There it is.
Tell me that jaw isn't his.
It's the tuft of hair. Again, you're doing it with the tuft of hair instead of the jaw.
Jaw. It's the jaw. Zaz thinks Mike McDonald has a little D. When asked about it, McDonald scoffed and said, "What a fool believes." What a fool believes.
I think Mike McDonald is right here. I think I haven't heard Mike McDonald in a long time.
I've been workshopping. Be ready next week.
Oh, really?
Perhaps,
We're gonna.
perhaps a new bit, or I'll keep forgetting.
This is very exciting. And the idea that we're going to break out Mike McDonald again because
Do you want a chorus?
Ice storm causes game postponement. Ah, shit, I misread that. My bad. I should say ice storm troopers cause game postponement. Let it sit. Can we talk about how the Rams lost to a team that had a human Lego as their quarterback? Tell me that's not him.
It is him.
Needs a ginger hair,
He
though.
needs
yeah.
we need to
Needs a
change
ginger
the hair. Can we color the hair? Does the telestrator have colors on it? No, the telestrator
now?
just.
Ask Edge and James.
Let me see if I can find that.
Do what now?
I hereby nominate Dan as NFL commissioner. We'll fix the sport with 2 words, Dan. Game 7. Oh, my God. Can you imagine a Game 7 in the Super Bowl? Oh my God. The ratings would be like 8 billion. How many people are on Earth? That's how many people be watching.
The Super Bowl lasting for 2 months?
Yes. Who would object?
You know what? You got me.
Everyone will be injured by the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw a conference championship game where Jared Stidham threw the ball backwards. Like that got the Patriots to the Super Bowl because an incompetent quarterback is starting his 5th game ever threw the ball backward.
Dan thinks the Rams are the better team. When Mike McDonald heard that, he shook his head in disappointment and said, "I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore." I can't do the voices.
No, you cannot.
Okay. No, I can't do it.
I keep forgetting.
Do we need any more proof that Zaz is neither a football guy nor a movie guy? Be smirching any given Sunday? You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
You're off base.
Yeah, here's a note that I already gave away. The show's never been wider than getting the Jamie Foxx LL Cool J fight details completely wrong. Here's the science, a bar rescue podcast. We break down episodes of Bar Rescue with Chelsea Reynolds, a restaurant bar consultant. Colin Cassard, a commercial kitchen and food truck veteran.
You want to try that again?
Well said.
Colin Cassard, a commercial kitchen and food truck veteran. And functional alcoholic Zach Harper and me. Here's the science, wherever you get podcasts. Please like, subscribe, rate, review, etc., etc. The Steelers hired Mike McCarthy on purpose? The hell they doing? Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Those are the weekend observations.
Hello, listeners. Valentine's Day is almost here, one of my very favorite holidays, which should be unsurprising to you. And fellas, if you're listening, do not overthink this. My secret weapon every year is 1-800-Flowers.com, because my wife, who all of you are always saying is too good looking to be with me, deserves something that shows I actually put thought into it. And that's why I trust 1-800-Flowers. They've been doing this for 50 years. They source roses from high-altitude farms for bigger blooms, richer colors, and flowers that last. I can say firsthand, I've ordered 1-800-Flowers for my wife during the holidays, and it really means a lot to her. The bouquet looks amazing, it's super fresh, and when I've ordered it, it's lasted. This year, they've got the double blooms deal. Buy 1 dozen roses, and they double it to 2 dozen for free. Twice the impact, same budget. Make this Valentine's one she'll remember. To get your double blooms offer, buy 1 dozen, get 2 dozen roses free. Go to 1-800-Flowers.com/Dan. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/Dan to double your roses for free.
Quick break to talk to you about Miller Lite, a partner of ours. Basically, since our show's inception, Miller Lite has been there for so many great memories, especially recently. This wintertime, lots of trips to Texas, one Arizona, surrounded by friends, welcoming in a new year and toasting that beautiful white can of Miller Lite. My favorite beer and an incredible partner. For almost half of its 50-year existence, Miller Lite has been partnered up with the Dan Le Batard Show, and we could not be more grateful. Some of my most legendary moments have started with, let's get some Miller Lights. Whether it be a buddy's house, a watch party, at the game, or post-game, you crack open a Miller Lite, you take a sip, you look around at your friends, and you think, yeah, this was the right call. You're locked into the game, the conversation, the moment, not thinking about what you're drinking. Miller Lite just fits. Legendary moments start with Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
In sports, championships aren't won alone. They're won with the right people around you. That's exactly what Intuit TurboTax brings to taxes. With TurboTax Expert Full Service, match with a dedicated tax expert who handles your taxes from start to finish. The experience is seamless. Start in person, finish online, move between both whenever needed. The dedicated tax expert keeps things updated every step of the way, so nothing falls between the cracks. Think of it like having a great head coach with a solid game plan. The plays are called, adjustments are made, and the work gets done while everyone stays focused on what actually matters. And just like game film doesn't wait for business hours, neither do taxes. With TurboTax Expert Full Service, you can get any tax question answered at no extra cost, even on nights and weekends during tax season. This is having someone in your corner running the whole operation and helping put points on the board. Get started at TurboTax.com. Only available with Intuit TurboTax Full Service experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Dan Le Batard.
Chris Cody does an impression. Just be careful.
Dangerous game here. This is a dangerous game.
I don't want to play this game.
No, he was saying, man, I could do such a great Kendrick Perkins.
No, I don't want to play this game.
He's like, man, I can talk just like him.
This is who we're going to trust
Amin,
with
you
this.
do it. Let's let Amin do it, I think.
Stugats.
I think you could do it, Chris, because you did a great Charles Barkley. You're 1 for 1 there.
Did no one just hear the segment we just did with Amin? We cannot be taking
judgment is not the best.
counsel from the local drunk on whether or not you should do the impersonation of a black man stumbling over his words. Like, you don't see the bad judgment in that.
There was.
Moses Moody? Moody Moses? Moses?
Don't.
Moody?
You need that. It sounds
Chris.
worse.
Be careful, man.
We cannot do this. It's too close to the line. This is where the line is. Something legitimately funny can't be funny because we're scared our ginger's going to do something racist by accident.
Carry the hell on, Dan.
Rachel.
Dan, the line is where we feel alive, though.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats.
I watched the Mel Brooks documentary with my dad yesterday.
Judd Apatow makes good documentaries. I assume that that's excellent.
It's excellent. It's excellent because Mel Brooks has an uncommon amount of archival footage throughout history, going back to him working with Sid Caesar. And it reminded me a lot of, for different reasons, but in that way, of the Motown documentary. I don't know if you ever saw that one, Hitsville. It's incredible. It's on Paramount Plus, I think. But what made it so great was it had archival footage of everything, including the Jackson 5 audition. They had that in the Hitsville documentary. But the Mel Brooks one was incredible. And they talk a lot about him walking the line in terms of comedy, in terms of being kind of subversive, particularly with Blazing Saddles. They asked whether it could be made today. It's like, I don't even think it could be made back then. It's just because Mel Brooks was a genius, and Mel Brooks had a writer's room that had obviously Richard Pryor in there. And Richard Pryor was the one that was pushing for some of the language because he said, Mel, people don't know. And you have the opportunity to let mainstream America know, hey, yeah, people are saying the N-word left and right. Like these kind of racist things that are being said in the movie for fun and for laughs are also kind of a reflection of what society is. And so, Dan, I think you'd really enjoy it. It's an incredible 2-part documentary, and I had a lot of fun. And my dad was a huge Mel Brooks fan.
I loved the book. The book is exhaustive. It's a thick book, but he tells the story, among others, of watching Sid Caesar on the original television. That Mel Brooks is so old that he was there for the advent of the first television.
Sid Caesar told him, I got you a job. We're working in this thing called television. Like, he literally had to introduce the concept of TV to him in order to tell him, hey, come work with me. Also, did not know this, Mel Brooks, World War II veteran. So when he does Springtime for Hitler and the producers, when he does all these kind of jokes about Nazis or whatever, there was, at the time, people who were very outraged and say, even though Mel Brooks is very outspoken and proud of his Jewish heritage, it's a bad look to be making these kind of jokes. And it's like, the dude was literally like going through minefields to make sure that these German mines weren't just going off and killing Allied soldiers. So I think once you've hit that level of like, yeah, I'm about this life, you can joke about whatever you want.
We'll get to basketball stuff with Amin in a second, but Zazzle, what did I see you so excitedly sending to the video department here a second ago while Amin was doing his weekend observation?
Well, I think Greg Cody's going to be in studio tomorrow, right? He's here on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it sounds like he's going to have something to say to you, all right? Because on the latest episode of the Greg Cody Show featuring Greg Cody, they put out like a quick teaser on Twitter. Give this a listen.
I know Le Batard very well. I know when he's serious.
We're having two
and when he's
conversations.
not. I know when he's serious and when he's not. He was serious. Well, you.
What's that about?
I don't know.
Dan?
I don't have any idea what he's upset about. Can anyone give me any context for that?
Could be anything.
It really could be, couldn't it? Like
The LSU picture.
It could be anything. Mike Ryan has seen how unreasonably mad Greg Cody gets about some things. We cannot predict when and why he gets mad about things. I legitimately have no idea what that's about. I was headed Saturday to the library to go and see what he and Ron McGill were doing, and then I got sick and couldn't get over there to support.
Maybe that's what it's about.
But I don't have
The library of the bar or the library?
No, he was
library?
doing something with Ron McGill for their new book as he continues to grift off of Ron McGill.
At the library of the bar or at the library of the library?
I actually saw a picture of this. I took the Metro Rail today, and there's a picture in the elevator of the poster. There was one that I thought I saw devil horns and somebody drew on Greg Cody. I have to go double check in one of the elevators.
Does no one know what he's mad at me about? Can someone ask his son? Does anyone know the whereabouts of his son? Can someone get me some information? Because no one's told me anything. I guess we'll find out together tomorrow when he gets here.
There's some good teases, though, that he put out apparently for this new episode of the Greg Cody Show featuring Greg Cody. He took a horse racing quiz with Clark Spencer. All right, there's that. He also auditioned for Mike Biamonte's job as new PA of the Miami Heat. He obviously, he had words for you. You just played it right there. And apparently, Greg was asked if his opinion of me has evolved after working with me now. Very interesting.
Okay. Not surprised that Zaslow would find himself interesting. So, Amin, can you please tell us what you make of the Giannis situation in Milwaukee? And do you believe that Doc Rivers is among the – not do you believe, do you agree? Because I know you don't agree. Can you believe that Doc Rivers is among the top 15 coaches of all time in anybody's list of the top 15 coaches, including Doc's?
Look, the Giannis stuff is incredible because he's been giving these quotes all season long, just left and right. And, me and George Sedano years ago came up with this line describing LeBron. They said LeBron doesn't leave breadcrumbs. He leaves whole loaves of bread, in the sense because he's passive-aggressive but not good. Like, he's just so obvious and blunt with it. Giannis is leaving bakeries behind. He had a game where he said his teammates were selfish and said, in the past I've had teammates who understood the gravity that I bring to the game, but apparently that's not the case anymore. He had the quote about how his agent is his own man. He said, I'm not responsible for anything he says. He's his own man, but he works for me. It's like, what does that mean? And then the latest one, which is he gets hurt. He pulls that calf, which has been bothering him. And after the game, and I talked to Jim Owczarski of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. He says, this guy never talks about injuries. He comes after the game and says, I pulled my calf. We're going to do an MRI. When we do the MRI, they're going to show that my Solonius or whatever has been pulled, and it's going to take about 4 to 6 weeks of recovery. But during that time, if the team can stay within striking, he's like giving us a whole prognosis. I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? I think this is Giannis's coy way of like saying, hey, this isn't my fault, everything that's happening, but he still doesn't want to do the thing, which I think all of us think you just come out and do it and say, hey, man, thanks for the memories. I want to get traded.
I mean, does the injury now, 4 to 6 weeks, calf injury, we know that's the bugaboo term now in the NBA is a calf injury. Does this affect his potential trade market in February?
Not one bit. Not one bit. Anyone who's in the market for Giannis Antetokounmpo is in the market for Giannis Antetokounmpo. They don't care about him missing the next 4 to 6 weeks. They are there for it, and whether that's the Miami Heat, the New York Knicks, the Toronto Raptors are another one that's been listed. Like, they're ready to go. What's holding it all up is Milwaukee apparently is still saying, we don't know, or let's see if we can make a deal here around the periphery. Maybe we can turn Kyle Kuzma into something. And they're still playing this game of chicken where they're like, we don't want to trade him. And Giannis is like, I don't want to ask to get traded. So we're just going to pretend that this thing is going to work somehow.
I have not looked recently. They were 18-25, and then they lost against Denver at home. It doesn't even have Jokic. They're truly terrible. And I know that Kyle Kuzma and Miles Turner is not good roster construction. But if I told you before the season, if I put Giannis on any team in the sport, am I going to have more than 18 victories at this point in the season? Wouldn't you have said yes?
Yeah, I mean, if you said they had 18 victories, the first thing I'd ask is like, well, is Giannis healthy? And he hasn't been healthy, right? He has missed games. I think he's only played 30 games this year, and then many of those games have occurred with a minutes restriction. So, like, those two things do inform a little better why the record is as bad as it is, but it's still worse than what we would believe even under those circumstances. But then do you remember Charles Barkley in Philadelphia? Like, how could he be that great and that team be that bad? Man, it's a team sport. Doesn't matter how good a player is. At the end of the day, you have to have competent infrastructure, and that includes teammates, and that includes coaching, and that includes everything.
I mean, teams are, like Miami are going to just put all their chips to center of the table and say, here, take whatever you want in order to acquire Giannis. But he's going to be 32 this year. He's dealing with a calf injury now. He's been kind of injury riddled. Like, should any teams kind of be worried about that?
Yeah, he has a history of being durable. He's going through some stuff right now. It happens. Nobody's perfect. I mean, Jokic has been a durable guy, and now he's been out for a considerable amount of time with an injury. So I don't put him in the same class as, when we were talking a couple of weeks ago about Ja and Anthony Davis and those guys. Those guys have reached a point where it's like you think twice. With Giannis, like, you take that risk because, again, he has been durable, and when he's played, he's been just as stellar as he's always been.
Amin, good seeing you. Thank you for making the time. Thank you for pulling out the Doc Rivers earlier than ever. It's very hard.
You almost killed him, Dan.
Yeah, it's very hard to get out of bed and do the Doc Rivers. Thank you, sir.
Get out of bed. I had to take my kids to school. I've been out of bed for like 3 hours now.
Okay. I just thought maybe perhaps I would give you some credit for the fact that you did something tough. Never mind. I take it back. See you later.
Well, he did do this, though.
Colin Kasser, the Commissioner of Vic Kitchen and food truck veteran.
Not because he was tired. He was ready to go. He took his kids to
Been awake
school.
for hours.
Been awake for hours. Totally rip-roaring. Thank you, Amin. Good talking to you.
That's not fatigue. I'm not going to blame it on fatigue. I just misspoke. It happens.
Yes, it
What's
does.
your excuse, Lebitard?
I'm speaking 4 hours a day, not 15 minutes. See you later.
I speak 4 hours a day, too. You didn't hear how many podcasts I plugged in that damn...
What's Zaz's excuse?
So, everyone's deploying AI agents now. They're automating tasks, running workflows, making decisions, basically moving faster than anyone can keep up with. And when they work, it's great. But when they don't, they delete the wrong files, make changes you didn't authorize, or just go completely rogue. That's the scary part of AI. It lets you move fast and break way more things in way less time. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that allows you to monitor, govern, and rewind AI agent actions. One platform to help you unleash more agents faster without the risk. It's running in the background the whole time, giving you full visibility, enforcing guardrails, and making sure agents don't go off script. This is why hospitals, banks are turning to Rubrik Agent Cloud. It's real AI resilience that doesn't slow innovation. If your business relies on AI agents, you need the ability to monitor, govern, and rewind their actions. Right now, Lebitard Show listeners get exclusive early access to Rubrik Agent Cloud. Head to Rubrik.com. That's Rubrik.com. Rubrik.com.
What are you reaching for? If you're a smoker or dipper, you could be reaching for so much more with Zyn nicotine pouches. When you reach for Zyn, you're reaching for 10 satisfying varieties and 2 strengths for a smoke-free and spit-free experience that lets you lean in, for chances to break free from your routine, and a unique nationwide community. Whatever you're reaching for, reach for it with America's #1 nicotine pouch brand. Find your Zyn wherever nicotine products are sold near you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
All these patients complaining they can't get their medicines. Insurers and PBMs are often owned by the same giant company, so middlemen, like me, decide what medicines you can get and how much you pay. But don't worry, if your prescription gets denied, we know another one that works for us. I mean, you.
Washington should stop PBMs and insurers from driving up drug costs. Learn more at phrma.org/insurer costs. Paid for by Pharma.
Don Lebitard.
I want to address Tony and all men who would wear that shirt in public.
Stugats.
Don't do it.
This is the Don Lebitard Show with the Stugats.
So I mentioned that the Patriots were 80-1 odds before the season started, and then they lost to the Raiders at home. I think that they were pointing out during the game yesterday, they were saying, do you realize that this game is in Denver because the Patriots lost to the Raiders at home? Tony has been wondering if the Patriots are going to be the first team to win the Super Bowl without beating anybody.
Without beating anybody. I'm telling you, if we look at Sam Darnold, and I don't think it's going to happen, but there's an outside chance. What if Sam Darnold just completely implodes under the lights, and then all of a sudden the Patriots go from a dumpster fire team? And I saw this stat, by the way, on Twitter. I don't remember who it was, but I want to give them credit, but I can't. So since December 21st, the Patriots have won more games than the Tennessee Titans have since they fired Mike Vrabel. Again, that's off rip. I don't remember who it was. Thank you for that stat. But the Patriots might just go the entire season with beating up on everybody and anybody and then do it in the Super Bowl
Why don't you just take credit for that stat? Who cares?
Because I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not a sucker like you.
It was Jamie Eisner.
Who cares?
Thank you, Jamie
We
Eisner.
should give credit. Thank you, Tony, for trying.
The credit was I read it basically perfectly after seeing it for 1 second.
No, he did. It's pretty perfect.
Thank you for trying the least possible amount to credit someone, which is more than Zaslow gave.
Would you rather...
You're just going to leave, okay?
That's the Pete right
so
there.
wait
boy.
a minute. He's
It's tough.
He's self-reporting. Okay, very good. So he's just
That's right. Waltz your ass on over there.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes for leaking confidence.
Head on over to that sucker room.
Boy, Zaslow taunting you for misspeaking when Zaslow's had the last
What an
10
embarrassment.
days. The last 10 days that he has had. Roy, get for me, please, the assortment of library sound that we have of Zaslow
That's
just
right.
screwing things up over the last
This guy's
10
calling
days.
you a sucker, Tony. Get a load of this.
I don't think it is fair to think after that particular game, being less than 24 hours removed from that particular game, to say that Sam Darnold is again going to turn into a pumpkin. Like, you can't, at this point, correct? You can't question that Sam Darnold is not afraid of big moments when the only team that intercepts him and causes him problems. Chris Shula is the defensive coordinator that has given Sam Darnold the most problems. To see Sam Darnold outplay Matthew Stafford when Matthew Stafford has an all-time game and Matthew Stafford has a game that a quarterback never has and loses, I don't think it's fair anymore after that game. Never mind 24 hours. I don't think it's fair anymore to question whether Sam Darnold can play in big games.
Unless he totally throws up all over himself in the Super Bowl.
I mean, but what then? How would you explain what just happened? If
No, but if he goes from playing really, really well, which is what he just did, to throwing up all over himself in the Super Bowl, that has to be considered a choke then.
What do you think makes Jets fans angrier? The Patriots in the Super Bowl or Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl when he was their top 5 pick? He was the starting point on a traveling path through 4 other teams, and the Jets thought they had a quarterback. They had hope when Sam Darnold came in and looked the part, and it speaks to what Mike Ryan is saying about losing organizations are going to take everyone down with them.
I think the Jets fan is more mad at the Patriots being in the Super Bowl because I feel like the Jet fan is self-aware, actually. Is self-aware enough to know we're the shittiest organization, so of course we couldn't make it work with this really good quarterback. I think they're more angry that the Patriots are back.
Well, especially because I think there were people that thought the Jets would be better than the Patriots this year. Like, people were looking at that Patriots roster and saying, like, oh, they're not going to be very good. Who are their receivers? Like, yeah, sure, they brought in Diggs, but what are you going to do? The Jets being as abysmal as they are still, like, as a Dolphins fan, watching the Patriots continue to do what they do is more frustrating. And if Darnold had left the Jets and immediately gone to the Super Bowl with the next team, maybe we're having a different conversation. But with so many stops in between, you could be a Panthers fan, you could be a Niners fan, you could be a Vikings fan. You're also frustrated by Darnold.
Yeah, Jets, I think, are off the hook because of all the teams that you mentioned there. If anything, you turn your attention to Minnesota and being like, it's probably not the greatest goal.
What about Carolina?
But the thing is, Minnesota's the only franchise that had Sam Darnold consistently be good for them. Like, they saw it.
They were
play out.
14-3.
They were really good last season, and they made the decision to go with the rookie. And of all the franchises that Sam Darnold has left in his wake, Minnesota's really the only one that said, yeah, we saw this guy deliver.
100%, because then you look at what they have in J.J. McCarthy, and it's like, who would you rather have?
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 I did that on purpose.
You did?
No, you
No, you didn't, Elmer Fudd. It's
No,
okay.
you
No, you
didn't.
No,
That's the joke.
I gotta
explain the show.
Try to
Now you're gonna
explain
kick me out
comedy
for
to us.
explaining the show?
Yeah.
You're gonna
Don't
kick me
do
out,
that.
Dan?
Hey,
I'm not
sometimes you
gonna
can
kick
say
you
that
out.
ball went off me, coach.
No, it was the part of the joke because I said
Yeah.
I said Wather the first time like an absolute idiot.
All right, so how do you feel about being criticized for your speech by this guy?
You should know.
That guy's a fool.
That's
Can't
not so
speak.
bad.
That's not even one of the ones that we had from the library last week. How do you feel about being criticized for your speech by this guy?
I mean, how could you not do it? Who didn't see that coming?
I mean, that's fine. That's play on. That's Zaz being Zaz. That's him starting to cook.
Roy, how have you not found the 3 from last week that we have been playing as we've been filibustering for a good 3 minutes trying to allow you to find these 3 sounds from last week?
Well, there's no photo for these things. They're not labeled, and I'm just creating excuses right now.
So you don't have it? You still don't have it? You're still looking for it, and you still can't
They
find
were
it.
never saved in the J. Huh?
Search bear lose.
Bear lose. Yes, okay.
Search weapons. There's a litany of them that Zaslow can just
Maybe search.
cannot speak.
I just put the word Zaslow in there.
Okay,
You would think that would be it.
Yeah, boy, this is bad.
Here, you want to pen
Top
write
to
that
bottom.
down?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't worry. I already got your notes.
Me?
Yeah,
I self-reported. You told me that if I self-reported, I was okay.
The
Packers winner, the Bears lose.
There you go.
There it is.
Was saved.
That guy thinks you speak like a sucker. The Packers winner, the Bears lose.
Who are you a fool in front of there?
Diana Rossini. The Packers winner, the Bears lose.
Put it on the poll, please, at Levitard Show. Who would you rather be, Tony or Zaz?
The Packers winner, the Bears lose.
How about a 38-year-old coach, Mike McDonald, who is being, backpedaling the entire game with Matthew Stafford? I'm going to say it again. He had, at one point, 13 completions for 265 yards against the number 1 defense. Sounds like a big D to me. How do you feel about Mike McDonald? I think I should capitalize the D and make it even larger than you normally capitalize.
Double size it?
I think today, based on what I'm about to say, okay, Mike McDonald's name in graphics forevermore should have the D 7 times as large as all the other letters in his name, because he's sitting there with Stafford, 4th and goal, and he says, you know what I'm going to throw at this guy who's played 17 years in the league and can't be fooled by anything? I'm going to have 70 linemen on the line, and then I'm only going to rush 2 of them, and I'm going to drop everyone into coverage. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to stand there, and he's going to tap his foot, and he's going to be like, I'm going to throw to Ferguson all time in the game, for the first time in the game, even though he's totally covered. Like, he's in the middle of the field. There's no one in the middle of the field. It's just an amoeba defense of why do the defensive linemen have their back to me? They're all running.
Every receiver's double covered, and he's like, oh!
It was like walking into a dark kitchen at night that's filled with cockroaches, and you turn on the light, and then just everyone scatters in every direction. And Stafford's like, I got Puka over here. I've got Devontae Adams over here. I've got an assortment of tight ends not named Ferguson that I could throw to. Let me throw to a guy who's just totally covered in the middle of the end zone. No pass interference. I can't believe that that's the defense that he went with in that situation. And I can't believe that the Rams lost that game when they were driving that way at the end.
Again, great situationally, and on top of that, Matthew Stafford 0 for 7 on 3rd or 4th down. Like, that's playing great situational football as a defense.
0 for 7 while Darnold was doing what he was doing on not just 3rd and 4th down, but 3rd and long. Like that's the thing that Seattle kept doing to the Rams defense. And I don't think it's being talked about enough, just the calamitous decline of the Rams defense over the second half of the season. I've been surprised that you guys don't have more of a reaction to, over the last 9 games, the Rams allowed scoring on 40% of the plays. That's dreadful. It's why they were 5-3 down the stretch, and why the Seahawks were 8-0 down the stretch. Do you give the Patriots any credit for being 9-0 in road games this season? Unbeaten.
Yeah.
They lost to the Raiders at home to open the season. They lost 20-10 and then won all of their road games.
So I've thrown out a few things on the show today. I wonder if this has ever happened. Has a team ever won the Super Bowl in a season where they lost to the team with the number 1 overall pick? Whoa.
Did you just surprise yourself with that while you were pointing around the phone?
I'm certain.
It's probably happened. You're throwing out, you're basically just saying, Google this for me. You haven't been the same since you threatened Berube.
I have a certain, glow to me, right? This is someone who's very confident.
Yeah, that was a good moment for you.
I know, right?
On today's show.
I'm projecting a lot of confidence here.
You've had a good show.
Craig Berube.
I'm not sure he meant to do that Elmer Fudd thing.
What's he
Let's
ever
be
done?
honest.
I did.
No,
I absolutely did. That was
it's
the
okay
point.
if you didn't.
But no, I know, but I did. That was the whole point, because I said Wather like an idiot, And then I was like, you know what would be funny again if I say it again?
Okay.
No one believes you.
Just one example, the Green Bay Packers that won the Super Bowl lost to the Carolina Panthers that year, who ultimately drafted Cam Newton.
You pointed with such conviction as if you were making a good point, and then redundantly pointed. Put it on the poll. Would you rather be considered unfunny or a liar?